Good afternoon. Welcome to Jim Mooney's World of Weather. Clicked onto Long Range Weather Forecast discussion for April 16th to the 28th. April 16th to the 20th. Blocking this forecast to develop here across the North Pacific, also across the North Atlantic as we go through the period. Quasi anomalies are forecast over the North Pacific into the Arctic region. And along with quasi anomalies near Greenland, they're starting to develop here. This gives conflicting signals to the pattern across the lower 48, but the North Pacific pattern supports a trough across the Great Lakes in the northeast, and the North Atlantic blocking supports quasi-anomaly across the eastern U.S., like we show here. So during this period, California into the northern Rockies will experience cool and stormy conditions. Another area of wet conditions is from the Central Plains to the Tennessee Valley in the southeast. And this activity shifts eventually to the Great Lakes and portions of the Mississippi and Ohio Valley early next week. Temperatures will be above normal across portions of the south central U.S. into the east. The west will experience below normal temperatures. April 19th to the 23rd, here at the 19th, we start seeing our area of quasi-height anomalies here near Greenland, also quasi-height anomalies here. We have a trough off the west coast, and we have generally a zone of flows forecast across much of the nation with a west-southwest flow across much of the east central states. And you're looking at the GFS, and then I slowly go through the maps to the days, and we see very little change, perhaps a little bit of a troughing here in the east, and then we look at the rest of the models. They're in general agreement on this. So during this forecast period, I am forecasting below normal temperatures here, and I'm forecasting numbers about 2 to 4 degrees below normal, above normal temperatures forecast for much of this area here, with anomalies approaching 12 degrees above normal generally across this area here across the southeast. And for precipitation, home for above normal precipitation for Northern California and the northwest Northern Rockies, and for the Great Lakes region into the interior Mid-Atlantic, and below normal precipitation is forecast for the Southern Rockies and the Southeast. We're going to take a look at the period for April 24th to 28th. Things are kind of interesting here. The 24th, here we are at the 24th. Now look at the pattern of the GFS is depicting. Amplified pattern ridge, trough ridge configuration. But then if you look at its ensembles, generally zonal flow, and with near above normal heights across much of the nation. And then we take a look at the European ensembles, a flatter flow, trough perhaps coming into the northwest, but still above normal heights across the central states. And so the Canadian is also showing this. Now, take a look at the indice during this period. We have the PNA, which is generally positive and remains positive. And then we look at the NAO, which is also positive, but then goes negative late in the period. Now, this also correlates to rising heights across the Arctic with the above normal heights that I showed across here, building into the Arctic region. And this leads to negative height anomalies across the northern hemisphere. We're going to see how that goes later in the period. So during this forecast period, I'm forecasting above normal temperatures here and here, with anomalies of at least 4 degrees above normal. Could be a little bit more, maybe up to 6 degrees. And then we start seeing the effects of raising heights across the Arctic region and possibly below normal temperatures here. And here I'm forecasting anomalies to be about 6 degrees below normal. For precipitation, calling for above normal precipitation for the northwest, into the Ohio Valley, into the northeast and the mid-Atlantic, and we have below normal precipitation forecast for the Southern Rockies, Southern California, and the Southeast. So that is a long-range weather forecast discussion for April 16th to 28th. Thanks for coming, Jim, on this World of Weather. Have a good day and have a good Easter.